So, my name is Gabrielle DeModette, and here I am today with my cousins Queenland and her husband Jerry.
Hello, Mr. Basil. My name is Queenland Alexis. I am 28 years old. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and have been in New York for 11 years. When I was 11, I moved to Florida and been here for about 17 years now. I am a business development rep for a local credit union here in Florida, and here's my husband, Jerry.
Hello, I'm Jerry. I'm 32. Was born in Haiti, came here when I was 3, so the heavy accent isn't there. I'm currently in Stella and has actually always been in, throughout my whole career. And love Florida. What can you say?
Alright, thank you. So, first of all, how did you two meet?
We actually met at a gathering of our friends. It was a graduation party. Because back in the days I had my moves, so I was in the middle of the dance floor, and while I was moving and shaking and doing my thing, I noticed a beautiful young lady that was sitting on a stool across the room. She wasn't around everyone else, and something triggered in my mind that I had to meet this young lady.
Nice.
And of course that day I got the number.
Alright, so how long have you two been married?
We've been married for 6 months now. We got married October 12th, 2013.
Alright. And how long have you guys dated for before getting married?
We actually dated about a year and was engaged about a year and a half after that.
Okay. And Jerry, this question is for you. How did you know that Queenland was the one?
Well, it goes back to when I first saw her. Her being so poised. I actually got a picture of her later on. As we got to know each other more, and I actually brought the picture to my mom and said that this would be the woman that I would marry. So it's something that you just don't know. It's something that happens. It's something that you feel.
Queenland, how did you know Jerry was the one?
I'm still on his story.
Alright, take a second.
I knew Jerry was the one because of the way he approached me compared to how other guys are. They're very aggressive. He was kind of like behind the scenes and came to me like as a gentleman, which is rare nowadays. So that's what stood out to me, and also as I got to know him, his heart condition, he's very giving and willing to help people, which stands out now.
That's true. It's hard to find guys like that nowadays, so I see. Alright, now, do you guys plan on having kids anytime soon? If so, how many?
We do want to have kids, but not right now. As they say, your first year of marriage is your honeymoon stage, so we like to enjoy it. So we do have a few trips planned so that we can travel. Maybe 2-3 years down the road. Jerry will tell you how.
How many kids, Jerry? 4, 5?
Well, I always told her that I wanted a soccer team, so 11 would be fine.
11? Alright. Alright, now, Jerry, if you could change one thing about Queenland, what would you change?
One thing I'd probably change is her loud, obnoxious burp. In front of public, too.
Alright, now, Queenland, what would you change about Jerry?
Jerry has something called pocket gas.
Oh, would you
That's the secret part where you don't know it's coming. When it comes, it's like
So not
clear
true.
the room.
So not true.
That's what I would change about Jerry.
So not true.
I like. Alright. Now, what do you guys think the key is to a happy marriage? Queenland, would you like to take this first?
Communication.
Alright, and Jerry, what do you think the key is?
I definitely think a well-rounded family, but of course you have to have God first, and that foundation is what actually sets a family.
Good answer, I liked. Okay, now, if you guys guys have had like a disagreement, how do you guys get back to level 1, like put out the fire, resolve the issue?
Well, I guess with my personality, I always try to not get to that point, so to say. But if and when that it does, when I am in the wrong, I do admit that I am wrong, and I do apologize, and then we kind of take it from there. You know, because you never want to go to bed angry.
That's true. Quinlan, how do you?
At first, because of my personality, I'm very vocal, so I need some space.
Yes.
But we pretty much, it's compromise, it's talk it out, goes back to communication, goes back to having foundation of, having God in your relationship, Jehovah. But pretty much all that works we put all that together, it helps us to overcome obstacles, arguments, disagreements.
Alright. Now, I have one more question. I just thought of it, so here we go. Now, religion, does that play a very big part into your relationship?
Yes, it does, and that goes for any religion, because it's written, it's seen, it's when two different religions, come into a marriage, it's difficult, even when raising kids, where one kid goes to another. So, having that foundation is, definitely plus.
Very good answer, I like. All right, now here's my last question. What advice would you give to a couple that is experiencing marital difficulties?
Is figure out what the problem is, get to the core, and from there, because it could be you had kids, you forgot about each other, where it wasn't about us. And to just communicate, look to a higher power, bring out the Bible, look at other examples, and the key thing is ask yourself, how do we get to this point? Also, how do we get out of this situation? Key thing is we came in together, let's stay together.
Good answer. Jerry, you have anything to add on to that? Or
Nope. She, couldn't say it better myself.
All right. Well, first of all, Mr. Basil, thank you again. And I'd also like to thank my two cousins, my cousin Jerry and her husband, my cousin Quinlan and her husband Jerry. And thank you for signing this project.
Thank you, Mr. Basil.
You guys believe in divorce?
No, we don't believe in divorce. We believe in figuring out the problem, to communicate, and take it from
No, although there are grounds for divorce, we don't jump to that immediate thing, if something goes wrong. If someone forgets to take the trash or something like that, we definitely do work it out and iron it out.
All right.
And the key thing is to always work together.
That's good. I like that. Some advice for the young people out there. Okay, and what have you guys observed from your parents' marriage that you implement into your own marriage?
What I've observed is my parents always stuck things out, and they always put their kids first.
One thing that I learned from my father is keeping that family unit, together. No matter what happens through the ins and outs, the ups and downs. And they always kept the open door policy. So anything that we had a question about or any concerns, we would definitely go to our parents.
Okay. And how do you guys plan on keeping your marriage alive?
Plan on keeping it alive is to keep each other in mind, what we like to do for fun. For example, Jerry enjoys the Miami Heat.
Boo.
So I would keep in mind, for the playoffs or Miami Heat game, because it is local for us.
And she loves going to concerts, so every chance that we can, we're gonna definitely do that, and something that we enjoy too. Keeping the interest alive, I guess.
Okay. And what is the most common thing that you guys argue about?
I wouldn't say argue, more or less disagree. Her driving, kind of gets a little crazy. So
That's one thing for me.
Fantasy football, fantasy basketball, fantasy golf, all the fantasies.
Can I add something else? She sheds.
Oh. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Okay. Now, Queenland, what is the last thing you bought that Jerry doesn't know about?
This will give you an idea of my personality because I had a delivery from Target and it was a comforter set. So it was something that we both can use.
Now, Jerry, what'd you do when you saw the box?
I was surprised, you know. But yeah, surprised.
Now, Jerry, what's the last thing you bought that Queenland doesn't know about?
Well, that's something I can honestly answer. Everything that I have, she knows about, but I really haven't bought anything for myself lately. Because she keeps track of all the bills. So.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank my cousin Queenland and her husband Jerry. They're an awesome couple, Mr. Basil. Hopefully when I get married one day, I have the same relationship that they had together. And thank you, Mr. Basil, again. And I also like to thank my camera person for sitting there for a good 15-20 minutes dealing with all the craziness behind the scenes. Alright, and thank you again, you guys.
Thank you.